But are you really able to detach from social media sometimes?
You'll be shocked to see my screen time. And with my audience and my community, I think the energy just fills you up. Yeah.
What is the hardest part of being a content creator?
I think drawing the line between your professional and personal life.
Hello everyone, today we have with us a woman who needs no introduction, Masoom Meenawala. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
How do you feel?
Very tired at the moment. We're in the middle of our book tour. It's only day 2, city 2. We've started with Bangalore, now in Delhi, next is Bombay, then Ahmedabad. But I think when I'm in front of and I'm with my audience and my community, I think the energy just fills you up. Yeah.
So positive.
Absolutely.
So content creator, entrepreneur, investor, mother, and now an author. So how did this, new role come about of being an author?
I've been consistently asked what my journey is, how I started. The how I started question hasn't stopped in the last decade, right? And which only goes to show that there are so many people out there, especially young India, that wants to make unconventional choices, but wants to have a little proof of, concept before they do it. And I think that's why I always got that question. And I said, let's do it. I've always created content that's been short and fleeting and just super snappy. And I said, let's create something that will stand the test of time, that will almost be a document into what it's like to build a career in the social media industry that's so celebrated today, that's so looked upon today, that's so scrutinized today. So how about telling the real, honest, raw story in what it takes to become a social media influencer?
And having said that, you've literally, crushed the glass ceiling, broken conventional norms. So what's been the driving force throughout?
I think it's definitely myself. I think there's been some part of me that has, and that's also where the book, the name of the book comes about, which is She'll Never Make It. Because even when I had the smallest dream or the smallest aspiration, I always found that people around me were saying, you'll never make it. And it almost acted as a determination to say that nobody else gets to decide what my journey looks like. Nobody gets to decide what my next step looks like except me.
So you are an inspiration to many, but what is it that inspires you?
There's actually so much that inspires me. I'm an easily inspired person. I think my team inspires me. My family inspires me. I think it's little things. It's you coming out here all the way. I think there's so much celebration, especially when I'm watching these interviews, and so many people ask me that, how do you lead such a busy life? How do you lead such a hectic life? And I always turn to them and say that you probably lead just as hectic a life. It's just that mine is so spoken about. Mine is so publicly shared and displayed that you think my life is so hectic and busy. I think all of us are working so hard towards our goals and dreams. You are as well. You're doing incredible. So
thank you. Okay, so Masoom, what is one thing that you would like to share that nobody knows about?
There's so much in the book. There's so much that I've actually shared in the book that is very honest, very raw, that has not been shared before. So there's an interesting anecdote in the book where I actually talk about how there was a time where I pretended to live in London. And I actually bought this. It's a PO box that you can buy under your name.
Okay.
And I would tell brands in the UK that this is my home, this is my PO box, just so I could kind of be able to capture the market in the UK. So there's so many sort of secrets that are dished out in terms of the crazy things you do when you're young, and sometimes the crazy things you do when you have a goal in mind.
I've actually been following you for years, even before people were actually doing content creation, and you've been doing so well. It's not easy doing it out of the country. Have you ever thought of coming back to India and, because things are much easier here.
Of course.
Procuring stuff.
So I've recently moved to Dubai,
Yeah, I know.
which has definitely made my life a lot easier. Dubai is just another city in India. So
okay, so with so much happening, and I'm sure things do get overwhelming. What do you do to unwind?
I think what I was doing right now, right before you walked in, I think I turn to meditation quite often because it helps to calm me down. I just came from an event. I've met around an odd 200, 300 people, who were all so kindly and so generously there for me. They'd come for me. They wanted me to sign their books. They wanted a picture with me, and you need a certain energy to be able to keep up with that. And if you're not in the right energy, and if you by chance, don't treat the people well that have come all the way for you, I think that is very incorrect, and that's not something I would find myself in. So I find it utmostly important, especially in days like these and times like these, to find the time to center myself.
Okay, what is the hardest part of being a content creator?
I think drawing the line between your professional and personal life. Audiences, like my community, love seeing my personal life, but where do I draw the line in stopping to work and having that privacy and having that family time where I'm not encroaching on my family and my friends' privacy to constantly create content with them? So I think that line is so blurred. Like even sharing my baby's face, it's a gray area. There's almost no right or wrong. The content performs very well, but how much will you do for the views, right? And where do you draw that line in terms of maintaining that balance, or ensuring for your professional life, your personal life doesn't get harmed?
But are you really able to detach from social media sometimes? I mean, it's not easy.
I am so proud of it, but I am now.
Yeah.
Totally am. You'll be shocked to see my screen time. But it's been a journey. I don't think it's been like that. But I think I've taught myself to do it because, this is another thing that living outside of India helps me. Yeah. It helps me have a different perspective. It helps me not be in the scene. So it helps me switch off so much easily and, not constantly be present, and it helps me to be creative.
And I think it is very, very important for creators to just not have that FOMO.
And it's a creative job.
It's become
a marketing PR job,
yes.
But at the core of it, it's a creative job. It's storytelling. And you can't forget that.
Okay, so there is still one segment of our society that really doesn't think influencing and content creation is a serious business. So, have you ever faced anything like that, or what is your take on it? If you ever face something like that, if
someone I meet doesn't take it seriously, I frankly think it's their loss. I think they're not the most futuristic people. I think the point of writing the book, which is She'll Never Make It, is. And this is what the crux of the book stands as, that for so long, almost worked to prove everyone wrong, until you realize that the last thing that matters is what they think. It's the last thing that matters.
What are the key takeaway from the book? Some key pointers that you want to share with women out there who...
Absolutely. So I think the key takeaway is that we all have ups and downs, right? And we have so many downs, and we have people pushing us down. I don't think the downs are always even self-inflicted. Sometimes they're outwardly inflicted upon us. But it's important to remind yourself that the down is just down. It's a down, and after down comes an up. And you have to keep moving. You have to keep moving forward. Second takeaway is that I think we continue to evolve, and we need to accept that. So when I'm talking about 12 years of my journey, you're seeing like 50 different shades of me, which I think is the most human thing. It's the most human thing, and still we run away from it. We run away from the fact that our hopes and our aspirations and our dreams can change and can evolve and can kind of proceed. Another takeaway from the book is that the destiny of our life lies in our hands. And if we tell ourselves that someone else is dictating it, we're fooling ourselves. I think every step we take it's completely our choice. We have that choice, but we have to just have the courage to make it and make those difficult choices and go for it.
And that was really a heartwarming chat. So thank you so much for talking.
Thank you so much.
We are looking forward to read the book.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it will be a success.
Please do. I'd love to read everyone's reviews.